Right guys, Carson, my scale nitro rally car. It's all put back together, sort of. Let's take the body off. That body's knackered. It did clean up quite well, but it's knackered. Right, front diff rebuilt, rear diff rebuilt, centre diff rebuilt, engine cleaned, fuel tank cleaned, new air filter. Remember the original one is just the cup on the back. Velcro to hold the battery. We're just waiting for the WRC controller and receiver to turn up. I'm going to put that underneath here in a waterproof box with all this wiring all nice and tidy in there. So yeah, she's pretty much there. It's turned out reasonably clean, using a bit of acetone and some standard thinners, clean parts up. Obviously all the bearings in this are all metal sealed bearings, so the caps are actually pressed into the bearing, so you don't want to be sticking them in acetone or thinners because you'll never be able to re-grease them. Rubber sealed bearings, you can take the rubber cup seal out and then re-grease them. That's absolutely fine. Not with metal shielded bearings, because you'll never get into them again. So yeah, she's looking an awful lot cleaner. You see what I've done here, I've put a priming bulb on, so just prime it up, so you'd have to keep yanking on the starter with your finger over the exhaust like you'd normally do with a nitro. And what I've done with all the hoses, as Mick Craddock, who is a nitro race expert, this hose that goes to the exhaust and the fuel line must be the same length. It doesn't matter how you route it, as long as there's no kinks in it, it has to be the same length, otherwise you get unequalised pressure in there. And he's an expert and that's what he said, so that's what I've done. It's underneath the tank, comes up round, goes into there, including the bubble. So there you go. And the yeah, everything's all nice and clean and it's ready for a new body shell. I just wait for the new controller to turn up and then I can centre all the servos and then we can fire it up. Put a new on-off switch on it because there weren't one on it. It was just plugged straight into the ESC. Oh, the receiver, sorry, not the ESC. It's a nitro. So yeah, straight into the receiver. You need some power switches, obviously, and I put a bit of Velcro around that. I believe that's where it used to live. It's not very good. It's not very secure, but that is what it looked like where it was strapped on originally. So yeah, guys, we're all there. So stripped all the shocks, new oil in them. This is the oil that come out of them. Pretty yellow, pretty manky. Been in there for 20 years plus. So that's 45 weight shock oil in there, which is the Corrali oil, and these are, I believe, yeah, it's 150 millilitres for the same price as a 50 millilitre one from anybody else. So search down the Corrali suspension oil, diff oil, everything. You get 3 times as much for the same money. Some of the parts I've cleaned, I've used, you know, once I've cleaned all the crap off them, I use this vinyl and rubber care from Autoglim. Alright, a lot of my RC cars get the Autoglim treatment. Once they've been washed, grease the bearings back up with some GT85, spray them up, clean all the plastic with this, makes it supple, stops it from being brittle, and it looks bloody smart. Alright, auto glim. So guys, we're at the point where I just got to get it running on the, you know, with the motor attached, and see how it goes. I've done the old strip test on the gearing, put a bit of paper in there, run it like that. If it tears the paper, it's too tight. If it crinkles it nice and evenly, so you've got like a constant ripple, it's perfect. Hopefully it's okay, because that is right bugger to change, and I doubt we'd ever get one again, so it'd mean putting a new centre diff in it and trying to bodge some more holes in it. The paintwork come out alright. Obviously screws are a little bit rusty. I've tried to keep as many of the original screws as I can. As you can see, there's two there that I couldn't keep, which was holding the steering mechanism in, and the Ackerman arm and the servo saver, just because they just rotted in there over the years. But yeah guys, I'm really pleased with the way it looks from what it looked like originally, which I'll put a photograph up of what it really looked like, and yeah, really pleased. Right guys, that's it for this update. So we'll see you when it's completely finished and we've got a controller all set up and running, and that'll be the final video. Cheers guys.